To hold your thought for just a moment, because we've been watching these events down in Miami. We do have breaking news on the arraignment of the former president, Donald Trump. Our Eamon Javers has the very latest for us. Eamon?
Scott, that's right. We are now learning that the former president, Donald Trump, has pled not guilty on 37 counts in a federal courtroom in Miami. That arraignment going on right now as we speak. You see the live pictures there from outside the courthouse in Miami, where quite a crowd has gathered to witness the history of the first former president of the United States to face federal charges in court. The former president, we are now learning, has pled not guilty on all of those counts, the 37 counts involving some involving Espionage Act and others involving allegations of mishandling classified documents of the highest national security order, Scott. So we'll wait to see the former president emerge from the courtroom and his motorcade make his way out of that area. What we're expecting is that he'll now head to New Jersey this afternoon, and he might speak before supporters in New Jersey this evening. So we'll wait to see public comment from former President Donald Trump, but we now do know that he has pled not guilty. Scott, back over to you.
Do we know, Eamon, when we will actually get a trial date, and then we can start thinking about what I would think is an extraordinarily difficult process of seating an impartial jury of Mr. Trump's peers?
Yeah, we don't know when we're going to get that. What we might get from the magistrate judge today in the process that's going on behind closed doors right now is some indication of when the next appearance is going to be, when some of the preliminary activities will be, and that will give you a sense of the pacing, at least that the magistrate judge is setting up. But as to when this trial might actually happen, that's anybody's guess at this point. Could be a long time. And then to your point, the question of seating a jury will be difficult. Add on top of that the publicity of having a current presidential candidate and the front runner for the Republican nomination being the one who is facing these charges. That adds an element of complexity to it. And also the fact that what you've got at core here are classified documents of a high degree of secrecy that the United States government is not going to want to release onto the open court record. So you have to have a trial about documents where you can't even necessarily reveal those documents to the public because of the nature of the secrecy of them. Some of them involve allegedly U.S. nuclear weaponry secrets. So the challenges here are really unprecedented, Scott.
Former president, very popular in that state, winning in 2020, Eamon, as you know, by a wider margin than he did in 2016.
Yep, and the selection of South Florida here for the venue for these charges is seen as something to the credit of the Trump defense team. That is, they'll be able to use that to their advantage because you do imagine that there are more Trump supporters sort of in the jury pool generally in South Florida than there would be in the District of Columbia where I'm sitting, which is a very blue city, and would have fewer, just by the nature of the jury pool here, fewer Trump supporters who would show up on that jury. But the jury selection, as each side gets to question and knock out potential jurors, you can only imagine what that process would be like in this case and how they would sort through all those issues. It's just enormously complicated, Scott.
Yeah, no doubt. Eamon, thank you very much. That's Eamon Javers with the latest for us.